I've always thought of recruitment in relation to paid jobs, not volunteers. Can you really apply recruitment to volunteering? Surely we should just be grateful for anyone who volunteers.
You're right. This is a stretch when you first think about it. The first thing to say is that we are only talking about roles in church that include work with children and vulnerable adults, and substantial contact with the children or vulnerable adults. In other words, roles where we need to be particularly careful.
Okay, so just roles relating to children and vulnerable adults. What else?
The DBS check process only picks up people who have had contact with the statutory agencies such as the police and social care. We need the recruitment process to make sure that we know about other people's histories before we allow them into sensitive roles.
So you're saying the DBS process by itself isn't enough?
Yes. The best way to think about it is to mitigate risks one by one. The DBS process identifies those already known to agencies, the biggest risk. But there's also a risk posed by those who haven't had any contact with those agencies.
So how does a recruitment process help to mitigate that risk?
In two ways. First, it deters some from seeking contact with our children. Secondly, it gives us a process for deciding that we don't want a particular person working with our children on the basis of the information we collect about them during the recruitment process.
So what might be involved in the recruitment process?
The starting point is a job description and a person specification approved by the PCC. Then, a PCC nominee to work with the recruiting team to decide on the details of the recruitment process. They need to consider how the role will be advertised, the application form, shortlisting, selection, pre-appointment checks, such as DBS, and references, whether to send a confirmation refusal letter at the end of the process.
So how do they decide which steps should be included?
The Church of England guidance says be proportionate, so we'll reserve the full process for the most risky appointments, like appointing a youth leader or a safeguarding officer. There should always be a job description, person specification, approved by PCC, and we should always ask applicants to complete an application form so that we have basic information about them on our records. We might have a discussion rather than interview and not seek references for somebody that we have known for a long time.
And can you advise?
I've written a lot of job descriptions for church roles. I'll be very happy to help.